And the first thing you may want to do when going on to a newly troweled on clay plaster is to just take a coarse brush, make sure you got any of the loose material off the surface with that brush. And then the next thing, as I mentioned before, you want to work on a damp surface, not a dry surface. So you can take a spray brush or spray bottle, spray brush, spray bottle, wet down that wall surface, or you can just take a sponge and slightly damp and just take it over the surface. And to prep that for the lime wash, if you find that you're getting it a little too wet, just give it a little bit of time, let some of that moisture come out, and then you're ready to apply your lime wash. So now I've got my lime wash sort of remixed again. I'm going to take my brush, fairly saturated, and start from the bottom, start applying it up in a crosshatch pattern. As you can see, it uses up quite a bit. And this is sort of what I would call the initial lay-in. You're just wetting the surface. And I'm going to continue working across the wall. And one thing that can help considerably as you work the lime wash is if you're working a whole wall, is to have somebody that can come behind you as that starts to dry out and work the brush marks out with a dry, soft brush. That way you can keep applying it. In an obscure crosshatch pattern, and come across and cover your wall. And since we're going to continue to apply at least 2 or 3 coats, depending on how much coverage you want, I'm just going to come right back across, working on that damp surface again. Same crosshatch pattern, letting Carrie work ahead of us, and applying my lime wash. A couple of things that, as Carrie is working the wall, to work out the brush marks with that soft bristle brush, what she's doing every once in a while is drying off those bristles so that she keeps them fairly dry, and she keeps, it's rather than moving the material in accentuating the brush marks, she's removing them. So as the wall starts to dry back, you're going to come back with a larger brush that's got even softer bristles. And what you're going to start doing is working that in even more. This sort of initiates the polishing process. Ideally, you don't want to be getting any color on your bristles, but it's difficult to judge exactly. So if you notice, I'm wearing an apron that I'll keep checking to see if I'm carrying over too much color. And I'm going to start working that lime wash into the wall. And I want to do that as it's drying, not after it's dry. Now, as that wall continues to dry, I can come back across that as many times as I feel necessary to really work that in. But that's one of the most important steps. So now we're going to let that continue to dry back and see when I need to work it again. So welcome back. Now that we've actually let this wall dry, this was the wall that we had lime washed before. You can see the skip trowel texture that we had, and then down here you can see an area where we didn't have a skip trowel. But what you can see is, compared to the wall that I did improperly, when I rub across it, it's not chalky, it's got a sound surface, and basically that's done. It'll continue to dry out a little bit more, but it's a lime wash over American clay. So as you can see, we have done this properly, and as I run my fingers across like I did where I did the improper application, you don't get any streaking or any marks, and that's what you should have when you get a sound lime wash over a clay surface.